Good morning, everybody. Well, it is morning here. I know some of you are overseas and whatnot, so we're going to see if I can get you guys here.
Right, good morning, everybody.
Good. Just making sure it works. So, all right. You know, making a computer is actually pretty simple. Hey, random. It's getting everything else on it, all your other stuff. So I thought, so this is a 2 terabyte flash drive. I mirrored my old drive onto it with all my videos. Then I added pieces of my other drive onto it. I should have checked, but I lost all my videos. I didn't lose my pictures, which is important because those are all family pictures. But I lost my videos. So now, you know, I captured it. I didn't lose my pictures, so I've got this here, and you know, the Lake of the Woods behind me and stuff. But then I had to reinstall all my. Thanks, buddy. So now I got to make a new video. Now the cool thing about that, we're going to do this live, and some of these programs I have not used yet, and so I'm going to do some animation. Hopefully we get, you know, my new computer can do all this. Should do it all. So we're going to, right now I'm opening a program, and I am, let's see, Bass. Smart Content Bass. Search. Maybe it's not in there. I have to install. Alright. So, I got so many models, you know, 3D models I've yet to download. Because, you know, it's a half terabyte. And I've downloaded a bunch. But I am looking for my fish, and I don't think it's in there, so we're going to find it and re-download that file. But unfortunately I lost the animation of it, so we're gonna have to reanimate this fish, and my computer should be able to do this just perfectly. It must be in there then. Alright, so content library, product. We're going to minimize that. We're going to pull open my Chrome. Whew. I'm doing this off screen. You know, the reason I'm doing it off screen is because there's passwords and whatnot, so I got to go into my product library and see fish. I gotta find out the file name of it. I mean, I have thousands and thousands of models. Freshwater game fish. There it is. There's my baby. Alright, so that is that. I'll go back into my program. I know it's. You guys are going to go on my oh, there it is. Yay! Alright, we don't need to put it in NVIDIA iRay, so we're just going to go texture shaded. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go to a screenshot, so it'll look kind of weird because you'll see my studio here, and then display capture. Okay, good. Good. That looks good. And we're going to make me little. Way down here. Put me over to the left. See if that works. Let's see here. Okay, so do we want to top chat? Live chat? Yeah, I got all that. We're going to sort of move that all the way over down. Yeah, we'll put that down, and then alright, ready? Alright, you're going to see some. See my 3D thing, and then we're going to try to make, and I'll try to keep an eye on you. Those over here on my tablet, and I got to remake all this, but it should be fast-ish, considering my old computer. So, all right. So we are there and there. All right. It's, I'm looking over here. Come on. There's a delay. Oh, there we go. All right. So there's a few second delay. Hey, Uncle Lou. I can paint anything. So no problem there. Just send me an email. Just look below, send me an email, tell me what you want, and I'll make you a bait. I got to get to painting. So now that I've got all this stuff all set up, we need to, well, I got to make a new video now, a new intro video. I lost all that. Such a bother. But I like creating things. So, so we're going to grab a bass, and we're going to take that bass. Should we do smallmouth or a largemouth? Largemouth, brown bass, green bass. We're going to make that. So there. This right here is a bass in my 3D environment. Now the neat thing about this, let's see, we'll go to NVIDIA. Alright, good. We need to get rid of the bottom here, so we're going to go to my render settings. It's been a while since I did this, by the way, so we're going to remove the bottom, draw ground, get rid of it. That's what we want. We want to get rid of it. Now we also don't want a background on this one, so I'm going to add a big, giant, green plane. We'll do 10 sections. Alright, so this right here is my big giant green plane. So now what we want is we want to, now this will probably be kind of boring to you guys, I know. But now we're going to push it away. See, it's hard for you to get the, see what I'm doing now. actually see what I'm doing. I'm just pushing it away, so now I'll go over here to my parameters, and we are going to scale it up. Now it's a giant white background. So now I'm going to make it green. But I need to add a light source, so we're going to create a point light. Oh no, we don't want a point light, we want a distant light. There we go. Distant light. Okay, we're good. And I want my plane. I now want surface, and we want to make that plane green. That's what we want, green. There's green. So now my distant light, we're going to make it a shade of blue, just a little bit. So now, believe it or not, we are looking pretty good. That's my fishy. That's my fishy. Now we're in iRay, which is kind of weird to be working in iRay, but we're going to go into filament. See what that does. Okay, that's bad. We'll texture shade it. All right, good. All right, good, good, good. But notice now what I did. Alright, we're going to create a camera here. Camera 1. Camera 1. Accept. Okay. We just created a camera there. And we're going to come over here. We're going to make another distant light. Now, I will tell you that with perspective view, lighting is very, very crucial in 3D modeling. And everything is about lighting. So what we're going to do is sort of take a test pic of this to make sure my lighting's good. I did not look to see what my... Okay, so this is now my fishy. Looks pretty good. Still a little too glossy on it. Remember, he's going to be underwater, so we're going to have to mute this a little bit. We'll probably do it with some filters. So all right, good. And we're just doing some testing, so we really don't need to have this on really high end. So we're just going to move this, the image down to 720p, and all right, we're going to my tone mapping. Now, this is what we call white balance. I know this is going to be a little techie for you guys, but I I really enjoy creating stuff. So one of the reasons why I got this new computer is when my motherboard was failing on my other one, and then I wanted to be able to do this almost in real time. So if you know photography, and I know photography, back in the day I used to do a lot of photography. White balance is very important because all your colors are based off of a pure white. Now, if you want to warm it, give it, or cool it, so give it more yellow tones or more bluer tones, when you create your white balance, it's got to be on the other side of the spectrum. So if I go blue on this, on my white balance, it's now going to be very, very warm. Watch what happens to my picture. Now it's going to be more yellow. See? Very, very yellowish. So understanding white balance is real important. But we don't want that. We want more of a cooler. So we're going to go to the other end. We're going to give it just a little bit of yellow into the white. By doing that, it'll cool it down some. Now it's real important, as I make this, see how it's now more blue. Now, the cool thing about this, I'm recoloring my model with simple white balances until I get what I want. So, what ends up happening now, you could do this in post, but we're doing a video. So, see now, look at my fish. So we changed the color of it by simply changing my white balance. Now, something to be aware of when I do this is that my background's going to change too. So, if my green just stopped being more of the green I wanted, then I would have to change the color of my green, but it looks really good right now. So we're going to cancel that. It is taking way too long to render a single frame. I am doing it there. Let me see what happens when I do it in 3D to light, which is a much faster render. Once it renders one, watch, it's just boom, it just pops it up. Okay, didn't work. We're going to try viewport render. This is going to be really weird looking, I think. Obscuring the viewport during an open. Actually, not too bad. You see how he's transparent here? The model doesn't do viewport renders very well on this, on this model. So I think let's try just RSL. That looks really good. See how fast it was, and so when I do, a 20 frames per second, which is what I'm going to do on this particular video, not 30 or 60 or anything like that. It's kind of neat. 20 frames sort of gives it, and that's really what I want, sort of on an opening. This again, we're going to create a new intro on my videos on my channel, which will be challenging because once I make this model and create the animation, but it looks really good. That's a good looking image, actually. All right, so now we're going to animate. We're going to bring up my animation. So down at the bottom of my screen, I've got a timeline here. Down at the lower left, I'm going to put total amount of frames. Now I want 20 frames per second. So a typical, and I can make it, I can squeeze it once it's done. So always over render, because you can always edit and pull it and squeeze it together. So what I'm going to do, let's say a 5-second intro. So, so I need 100 frames. Now I got 100 frames. So this guy now is going to, I am now going to put him in a new position. So he's going to start way back there. And I need, what did it do? So when I did that, I lost all this. We're going to pull this up some. Pose controls, that's what I want. I want my pose controls. Alright, so now he's there. So I'm going to now have him swim from a distance, stage right or stage left, and pull him into it and come right into the camera with his mouth opening up like he's going to eat the camera. That's what I'm going to do. That's the intent. So we're going to now go to, we're going to advance it. Okay, I'm on camera 1. Perspective. We're going to bring him forward now. Now we're going to see what it looks like in camera 1. That's what we're doing. And we want him to look like he's swimming. So we're going to bend his body. And maybe give him a little. Now the neat thing about creating this, the program will extrapolate point A to point B. So if I over here I make him move like this, and he was straight here, it's going to actually make him move and extrapolate the difference between point A and point B. So now we're going to move him farther. Twist his body. Oh no, we're not twist his body. I want to breathe and bend his. There, good. Do that, and then see, now watch what happens now when I move. See this? He's swimming. See how he's swimming? So now I'm going to move this over here, and we're going to move him over here, because now he's seeing us. I want him to see me. And now I want his gills to open a little bit, but I also want his mouth to open too. Do I not have a mouth? Okay, so I'm actually going to click on his mouth. There it is, open mouth. So now I want his mouth to start to open here. And now I'm going to take him, the whole guy, bring him this way. He sees us. There. his mouth to open a little more. And I'm going to end the video with him mouth wide open. And perspective, where are you? Really want him to eat the camera. So now I'm in sort of a director's chair right here. And I want him see what that looks like from the camera's point of view. There. That looks good. So we're going to we kind of messed that one up, I think, because what I did there, let's see what that looks like. And we're going to bend body, arch. So this is him swimming towards us. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take some test shots. These are test shots of this animation. You see how this actually, this is why I take test shots. I lost light right here because I got a light coming from stage right, but not stage left. So what I want to do now, I'm going to get a perspective view. Again, this is sort of the helicopter view. And I want to add another distant light from this point of view. So now let's go back to camera, do a test shot. We got to fix that. Okay, looks pretty good. So now we need more light on that guy. Animation's done, so we want light, and we want to intensify just a little bit. Still not good enough. We're going to intensify it just a little bit. Intensity scale, just a little bit. See what happens. Way too much. Alright. 1.2. Sometimes it's better to just type it in. See? Now, big difference. Alright, so we're going to do that. Now we're going to take some more test shots as he moves. I mean, you can see how fast it's rendering. This is the difference between a good computer. Alright, so we are good. So we're going to save this file. Probably should have been saving it. Bass eating camera. Now, the neat thing is about this too is that now I can create different cameras. So we got a main camera, but what I can do now, center in on my little guy. I can create see this right here. I can see him swimming. So this is a different camera angle. So we're going to create another camera. top down. And we can splice these together like film. Did I choose perspective? Top down. No, I did not. Alright. Perspective. We want to eliminate. Delete that. And we're going to do it again. Top down. Top down. Show options. Perspective view. Now I created one of this image. So we're going to go back to camera 1. And so sees us, and then wow, bam, that's what we're doing. We're going to save that. So we have green screen on this one. So when I create a top down, I'm going to move that green panel and I'm going to flip it and put it underneath when I create a second camera angle. And this way I can go ahead and splice these two camera angles together of a top view and a forward view and sort of create this video that I want to create. So now we've got our animation. We've taken our test frame, so we want to make a movie now with this. Front view of bass swimming. Okay, this really is the big test of my new computer. How fast will it make this 100 frame segment? Alright, let's make sure it's going to an area that I can find it. It's in a render library. I don't like that. We're going to this PC. We're going to create a folder here, new folder. Raw video. Footage. So we're going to put that in there. We're just going to select that folder now. And you're probably thinking, Mike, this is a little geeky for me for a fishing channel. But I gotta start from scratch on this, so I want you guys to appreciate what it takes to make a simple introduction. So we've got our file, and movie name, front view of bass swimming. We've got where it wants to go. So now let's hit render. I'm going to pull up the timeline because I want to watch it progress, and let's hit it. How long you think? Well, let's see. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Something happened. Something's happening. Sometimes it crashes. That's why you always save. Okay, it's saved. What is going on? What is this? Yeah, it'll only do AVIs. Come on, what is it doing? Unable to render. Renderer is already in use. No, it isn't. It is not. Alright, So we're going to exit and restart the program. Hopefully what we did is still there, which we did save, so that's should be good. All right, good. Open recent. Camera 1, we're good. General, we're good. Raw footage, movie name. Front bass swimming. I don't know why it said that, but let's try it again. And we want a movie. We want this. Let's push it a little bit. We're going to go to a quad, which is a 2K video. We're going to push it instead of 720p. We're going to go with a 2K. Error during rendering. See, this is what happens. This is why you save everything. Why is there an error during rendering? And why do I have my little circle thingy? You love that. We've done so well up until this point. Oh! Oh. All right, we're going to exit out. Yeah, we're going to bring it back. I need to enable my video card. Something I did not do when I reinstalled this program. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, yeah. Windows. Connect, I think it's there. I think it's back here. Blur, render to RIB, no. What happens when I go to NVIDIA? Oh no, there's my card. This will be interesting. So let's go here. We're going to do a frame again. And I'm going to do a still image. But I'm going to do it in NVIDIA. Don't know why it's not doing it in a 3D light. We're going to keep an eye here on how 3 seconds, not bad. Looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to do it. We're going to do a render in NVIDIA iRay. I have an NVIDIA card. All right, we're going to do a movie. Front forward camera, front camera, bass, swim. Raw footage, boom, 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 boom. All right, now it wouldn't do it in 3D light, but let's do it in iRay. it's a much better image, by the way, and it's 720p. We're going to do it in a 2K, so it's 1440 now. Because this is kind of testing my system a little bit, and why not? Why play it safe? I put AMD Ryzen 7 in here, so I've got 8 cores. That's why I'm able to stream and do this at the same time. Normally this cannot happen too easily because my computer's got to do 2 things at once. Alright, come on. Alright, so we got 100 frames in 2K on a 3D model while I'm streaming. So it took about 15 seconds for the first frame. So now you pretty much can extrapolate 15 times that. Alright. Now it's making the video. In iRay. It doesn't make sense why I wasn't doing a 3D to light though. 3D to light is a sort of a... It's just not as detailed, not realistic, you know, so this one's going to look more realistic. You can see on the bottom of the screen the movie as it progresses, and that's why I put the timeline up as it renders 1 frame at a time. Now normally for smooth action, you know, just regular, I see 30 frames per second. So most movies are 30 frames per second in the old days anyway. I mean, when they shot on film, they did 30 frames per second. And nowadays with high definition, what they end up doing is that they'll increase the frame rate, and let alone the resolution, but the frame rate is increased. What I did here is that I increased my resolution. Why not? It's a new computer. Let's give it a test and a go. And so I had so many good backgrounds. So many good backgrounds. I have to put that chip in and see if those videos were saved on. Should have been saved in download. The backgrounds. Yeah, you lose a lot of stuff. You saved a lot. I saved a lot of stuff. I mean, don't know why they're not there though. We'll see. I haven't used my movie editor on this computer yet, so I actually had 3 movie editors. All did different things. Adobe is a terrible suite, by the way. Oh yeah. We're only on frame 12 right now. Well, we got 100 of them. But we're doing it in 2K while we're streaming. So, that's just the way it works. Now, if I had a better video card, this is only a 1200 and change CUDA core graphics card, and it's not, you know, you can have a gaming system, which this isn't. This is a creator's system. And when I built this computer the other day, I built it for this type of stuff, but within a budget. Now the new, you know, NVIDIA cards that are out there nowadays are at least 4 times better than this card in CUDA core counts. I know that sounds Greek to most of you, but those little itty bitty cores allow for ray tracing and renderings, and they're render cores. So when I do stuff like this, it's faster. Mind you, this is so much faster than my old computer. We'd still be on frame 1, all right, on my old computer. We're on frame 19 now, so big difference. By the way, if you ever wonder, yeah, I'm basically in my basement. I am in my basement. So I got this electric blanket on me because there's snow. It snowed all night. It snowed all night here. And so there's a lot of snow outside, and we had a winter storm warning last night. And it's just crazy, you know. I know technically we're all in spring. No. Not here, because it's that white stuff's outside. Lake's still 3 feet thick. Crazy. See, we're just sort of watching the progression bar. So what are we up to? 22 frames so far. Rendering, it's 22nd frame. In iRay, which is amazing. I could not do iRay renders in movies on my old computer. I couldn't do it. It was just too slow. Everything was 3D delight because, and in 720p. So I just couldn't do it. So once this is done, we're only going to do one angle. And then we'll open my editor. Actually, let's see if I can find. Well, we'll make this video sort of end it on this. Is what we'll do. And then we'll make another video of making the video with titles and stuff like that. And we'll get in the movie editor. So we're just going to we're 25% done on this this render. But we want to see that on a green background. We want to see that swimming bass come towards the camera. All right. Let's see. Do we have anybody still? Probably not. You guys got so bored. I know. Hit thumbs up too, guys. I know. Just this probably is the boring part. We'll get to start making baits, and you know, Uncle Lou will look and see what a flicker shad body looks like, and I'll go ahead and make one for you. I've never heard of a flicker shad body, so we'll give it, you know, I make lots of shads, but I don't know what a flicker shad, so I have to look that up. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to give one of these away. You know, for all the spring, there's snow outside. I'm going to give one of these away. I love this little reel. It's a spinning reel. And collapsible handle. The 500. It's a great little reel for ice fishing, but great lightweight reel for just some, you know, if you like to do some crappie jigging. This is a great little reel for crappie jigging. You know, any kind of panfish, whatever. So if you're out there, you know, the nice thing, you don't need a big reel for jigging. You just don't. It was a very, very nice reel. So, it's got 12 pounds of drag on it. So, and then if you put some 4-pound test on it, it'll hold 125 meters. It's really nice. I love the button. I love the button on it. You can just collapse it and fit it. So we're going to give that away. This is Bello. This is Bello. Bello, Bello, Bello. Good morning off the hook. So yeah, we're going to give this away here. Not right now, but we'll make a video. Right now we're just trying to get my system up and running again because I made this new computer and lost a lot of files. I thought I saved, but I didn't. Somehow they're lost. But so now I have to recreate, my intro on my videos. So what we're doing right here is I'm making I have a 3D model of a bass, and I've got it swimming, and so we're rendering the video right now. And you guys, in this video, we've been, the fishing. Here, we had a winter storm warning, a lot of snow last night. My lake is still 3 feet thick of ice with 2 feet of snow on top, easy. And in between the two is probably 3 feet of snow today. And there's probably about 12 inches of slush in between the thermal of the snow and the ice. So I haven't been fishing a whole lot lately because of health issues, and then just to try to get through the ice. So where I'm in that period, where everybody else is seeing spring and spawn and post-spawn, pre-spawn, all the fun stuff. We're going to do a lot of painting. We're not doing a lot of fishing right now. And we'll do some giveaways, and we'll just have a good time doing that. And resetting up. That's why, now I build my computer, we get everything done, because when fishing season starts, then I won't be here. You'll see me out on the water. So we're just going to be working at home a lot, and we'll do some giveaways, we'll do some fun stuff like that. So, but the people that have braved it, I had 3 people on the lake yesterday, and little boy, 6 years old, caught his first fish ever, a perch. And so when that happens at the lake, I have a beautiful signed certificate from the Department of Fish and Wildlife for the little boy. Come on. And so he got a certificate of a catch, logging the size and weight of his fish, and he's got a memory now, and something to a souvenir, I guess, of his first catch. So that was pretty fun. Yeah. So when do you think the ice? Thank you, my friend. When this lake decides to thaw, it'll thaw quick. It's dangerous during the thaw because we've got snow, and what ends up happening is the snow is melting the ice. Strangely enough, underneath it, it creates a thermal blanket on top. So what ends up happening in a couple of weeks is that people will just see snow out there, but they won't understand how thick the ice is underneath it. So basically, the danger is it's hiding hazards. So a person can go out there and fall through the ice thinking that they had, and they're trudging through snow. So when we get in a couple weeks, the ice will start to melt underneath it and become slush, and which it's already starting to do. So my guess, to get back on the lake, my guess would probably be a month. Probably be a month. What is it? It's March 28th now, so April 28th. Which is late, but we've had, if you know, here, I'm in Oregon, southern Oregon, so the West Coast has had this incredible winter that it needed, because the drought has officially ended for a lot of the West Coast, and we just gotta, we got so much snow, as a, we call that a watershed. As that melts, it's going to continue to feed into the lakes and the reservoirs. So I don't know. My guess, I'll probably, maybe a month at the earliest to get back out on the water, unless I drive to another lake at a lower elevation, and I might do that. But up here, nah, you're not going to go fishing anytime soon. But we'll break out the boat, we'll get it ready. So we'll do a video on getting the boat ready, and we'll get once I get a new intro done, hopefully recover some of my footage. I don't know. I probably have, I have some footage on my Google Drives. I think I do. In fact, I think I have on my Google Drive my intro. I have to look. You never know what's in the cloud. They call it the cloud because it's you can't see through it. So, well, I guess we'll see. Should have looked in the cloud, huh? But I wanted to test this new system on this modeling. So what are we at? 57 frames, so more than halfway there. The reason it says 99 on the bar on the bottom is because your first frame is frame 0. So you got a sort of an ordinal and cardinal numbers here. So yeah, we're working that. So also, if you guys know, maybe we'll give a set of my sci-fi series away. A hard copy of my second book. This is Orion Rising. It's a hardback, hard copy. And I've got paperbacks in Phoenix Rising, which is the first book of this series. So I'll give a set of those away, I think, signed copies. And my latest book is actually just as kind of a visitor's guide on the Lake of the Woods. But the fun thing about this, it gives you detailed maps of the lake, the history of the fishery, a lot of pictures of me fishing and my fishes. And for those people, how to catch the fish in the lake and stuff like that. This is also about Lake of the Woods, Oregon. There's a picture of me in my boat. Yeah, and ice fishing. Lots of ice fishing. So, and then we go about the trails and some of the history and stuff like that. It's kind of a fun book. Get that, up and for sale this year too. Owners did not tell me what they thought about the book, so one did. Maybe they didn't like the book. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like the book. That happens. It is a point of view. It's very complimentary though, but like I said, it's like a visitor's guide of the resort. So I do have some more reading about Oregon in this area, and I'd like to do more visitor's guides of different sort of a fishing guide of the lakes of Southeast Oregon. So that'll be fun. But the fishing's kind of slow right now because of the weather and conditions. The neat thing is the birds haven't figured out that we still have snow, so the spring migration is happening. So I'm seeing more sandhill cranes, and I love sandhill cranes. There's one of, it's a beautiful bird, really tall, beautiful, big wingspan, red on the head. Usually you don't see red on the head unless it's a woodpecker, but this is a crane. So I saw a bobcat on the way to work the other day. That was kind of cool. So things are coming out of, and technically it's spring. Physically, it's still winter here. So we're actually riding onto an M.2 Gen 4 drive, which is the fastest drive, but it's faster reading than it is writing. So, and again, my processor, with the streaming and running a 3D modeling program animation. You should be impressed that we're about to hit frame 70 right now in 21 minutes. 70 frames in 21 minutes, and that is pretty impressive, guys. Now, could it be faster? Yeah, could be faster. I can put a different video card on here and have quadruple my CUDA cores, and it could be faster. But yeah, it's $500 to do a new video card. And to be honest, I am fairly patient, so not real patient, but fairly patient. I can wait, 30 minutes to make a short clip. If I wanted to do a more, it has a lot to do with the model that you're using, because if I had a background on it and I had a model with more surfaces on it, it would take longer, because there's more for the computer to create on every frame. So if I did a person, which I can do pre-people, but I like space scenes and stuff like that, obviously. I write science fiction. It would take forever for a 2K render. I have to figure out this 3D light, why that didn't render, because that's a very fast one, and it looks kind of cool. Sort of a low-res cartoon type of thing. It's actually going to look like a real fish when it's all done. So, I hope you're doing good off the hook. I like watching your channel. I really do. I like watching your channel. So, I don't know how to do this on this. I'm trying to, this is us. Because I took the chat window down here. So. Let's minimize this. Let's pull this up. There's chat window. Look, there you guys are. There's chat. All it goes up and down with my OBS. Okay. Alright, well, let's put you back up. Alright. So, again, we're multitasking. A live stream requires a lot of processors. So, OBS is a great, if you guys have never tried OBS, it's a free open source program for streamers. And it is, well, you can do anything with it. I have a lot of stuff to redo with it. But, you know, having, you know, green screen, you know, this green screen looks pretty good. So, I have a green screen. When I made this studio, I have a drop-down screen that I just pull down like a projector screen, except it's green. And, yeah, that's my background. So, kind of cool, huh? So I'm keeping an eye on your guys' chat, and we're just waiting for another 16 frames. We're almost there. We're almost there. And then we can see the video with a green background. Then we'll sort of end this, and then we're going to I'll do another video, another live of me and my editor, my video editor, and we're going to basically take this and yeah, we're going to take this and we're going to make an intro. We're also going to see if I can find some of my backgrounds. I had some really good backgrounds, so we'll see if I can find some of those when I was signed up to Adobe. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Gosh, I gotta find files. Those files should be there. 88. We got another 11 frames to go. 12 frames. We're working on it. We're working on it. I should take my inhalers. Medicine. Oh, I also got really cool matching headphones. Gaming headphones. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty cool looking, huh? RGB to go with my really cool computer. And this is my really cool computer, by the way. So that's it. That's the beast that's doing all of this. So it's crazy looking, huh? It's pretty crazy looking. Let's see what we can. Transition. There it is. I know. I know, it's crazy. I know. Alright, transition back. And go back to here. We're almost done. It's almost done. That's my crazy computer. I built that. I'm not as dumb as I look. Not as dumb as I look. People just never judge a book by its cover, right? Although I worked really hard on those covers. In fact, there's a model that I did lose. But this cover is a 3D model I created of that spaceship. So So that's the Orion, and I made that model. I know, it's crazy. Maybe I got it in the cloud somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my lungs from hurting. And that's why I take all these. I actually self-inject once a month for my lungs, and then I got 3 different lung inhalers. Just trying to keep it going. And the problem, another thing about why I'm not fishing right now too is my lungs are bad, and then you go to the cold weather. Cold weather affects your breathing, your lungs' ability. So, and then of course, trudging through 2 or 3 feet of snow, dragging your sled out there, digging holes. It's just not conducive for my body. So we are almost there. Look at that. We're at frame 94 right now. So another 6 more frames total, and we should have a video. I hope. I hope. We'll see. We will see, said the blind man. I really hope so. Ooh, we're getting there. 94. But how many iterations do we have? 155 iterations. 165, 170, 75, 70, 180, 190. Over 200 so far per frame. Alright, when you do iRay, it's and we're at 2K, so we're making a 2K animation. Could have done a 1080. But like I said, we'll push it a little bit and see what happens. We're over 300 iterations per frame. I'm curious how many iterations we got per frame. 335 per frame. That's a lot. I mean, it's a difficult model because with the fish itself, the model, you've got every scale and then the reflections upon the scales. So all that, and then I've got 3 different lights, and typically that's what you want in a scene, is 3 lights. You want a fill light, you want a main light, you want an accent light, so especially as your model, like ours, is actually traveling towards the camera, then he turns and he's traveling across the camera, and then he's coming right at the camera. So because that, when you saw me do my test shots, I lost light in certain positions of the fish, and so we had to sort of do a fill light and adjust the lighting for that. And then of course what we ended up doing too is we played with our light balance, because when a fish is in the water filters different spectrums of light depending on depth, and so certain rays of light are completely blocked, like red is blocked from water because it filters it out, and then the blues and the greens and things like that will start to the water becomes a light filter, a lens, and so different light patterns or spectrums start to be filtered out at different depths. And so when I did this, is that I wanted to recreate sort of the lens of the water, although fairly shallow, so we still had light. But when I play with white balance of an underwater scene or something like that, I have to think, okay, no red, for the most part it's gone. And then, and all these different blues and greens and things like that, it becomes cooler and cooler in color temperature. And that's what you saw me play with. And the reason for it, actually. So here's Bello. This is Bello. Bello's a Maine Coon cat. And he is my basement partner. Right? Come down here all the time with me. I built this big cat tree over here for him. So, we're at 95. We're about to hit 400 iterations. 405. See, now the reason our iterations and frame progression is slowing down is because my model's bigger. So, because he's right at the camera's lens right now. And so we went from, to, a fairly fast frame render at the beginning because he was, the fish was in the distance. But now that he's right on top of the camera, we're at what, 500 iterations per frame. So that's why it slowed down, because the model has changed in position and size. So you can see why, an animator nowadays, cores have a lot to do with that. That's why I went with an 8-core 16-thread processor. But there are processors out there with 65, 100 cores. There's about to be one with hundreds of cores. And then you have CUDA cores in your graphics cards. And it's all a matter of doing it real time, actually these professional modelers, and Pixar and stuff like that. They got amazing computers. They got amazing computers. Amazing computers on Bello. Because they can model in real time and render so quick. He's a good kitty cat. See, our frames are slowed down, and not because my computer's slow, it's just the model has got a lot larger in the frame. A lot larger. There's just more surfaces, more details. That's why it's 500 iterations. We went from 100 iterations to 500. Where are we at? 90, frame 96. So frame 99 is our last one. It's going to look really cool, isn't it? It's going to have a green background, but we can take that out and replace it with an underwater scene. Right? He's a good kitty cat. I'll tell you, Maine Coons, Norwegian forest cats, things like that, these are the best cats. Right? You're the best. They're so playful, very lovable. They love to be up high, so he's always climbing up. Yeah. Oh, it's cleaning up. Yeah, these are big. These are big. Bad models, really big. Now you're looking down his throat in these scenes, in these frames. So not only is it rendering the outside, but the inside of the fish. It's a lot of work when you think about it. And you think about, well, the computers have to be really decent. I mean, it's amazing that I was able to do for as long as I did, with that computer that I had. It had Xeon processors, 6 cores, and Xeon is the creator's processing chip, really. So, see, we're well over 500 now per, iterations per frame. So, and again, we're looking down the fish's throat right here in these frames. Uh, 600 iterations per frame. That's amazing. Again, we're doing it in iRay, over 600, in 2K. We're making a 5-second animated swimming fish. Oh, I did 30 frames per second, didn't I? That's all right. We can stretch it out in editing. Oh, I should have changed I forgot to change my FPS, frames per second, to 20. Is what I forgot. So this video at 30 frames per second is going to look more fluid, and it's only going to be 3.5 seconds long. But that's okay. I can elongate. It's again one of those things you can do in editing. You can do there's so much you could do in editing, which is another video. They're coming down with a cold too, which affects your breathing too. You guys know that. And I have terrible lungs, horrible lungs. I hate getting old. I don't like getting old. Oh, we only got 3 frames to go. 3 more frames at about 600 iterations per frame. That's what we got. So you've listened to me to talk for 43 minutes. So, but yeah, we're going to another real life. I may give away. I like it so much. Not that I don't like that one, but I have 2 of them, and I have 2 of those. But kind of, I don't know. It's always good to have a backup, huh? But it'd be good to give you guys something too. We'll see. We will see. It is a kind of a funny video when you my live on Sunday about building this. I had my kids helping me, and of course, they got to give Dad a hard time. So water you're hearing is my goldfish Bob. That's his tank. My goldfish Bob. Yeah, last few frames are always roughest because, again, if I kept the fish in the background, we would have been done. But, you know, as an intro video, I sort of wanted them to come this way, this way. Oh, look, there's a camera. And then come with the camera. It's just a matter of directing a fish. When you think about it, I am the director, the modeler, the producer, the animator, you know, all this stuff, and then the editor, and all that is really a lot of fun. I mean, that's why I write books and I paint, and I'm a pretty creative person. I always have been, even since when I was a kid. I would write stories. In fact, it was so funny. I'll tell you this one story. One of my friends, Jason Perkins, he had this cool tree house his dad built for him in his backyard. And and we would stay the night out in this tree house and stuff like that. But I thought it'd be fun if we threw a play together, you know, using the treehouse in his backyard, which was huge, as a movie set or a dramatic set. So I wrote a play where we all were characters in the play and stuff, and it was on being stranded on an island and stuff. And so we went door to door in the neighborhood. We were just kids, and we were selling tickets for the play, telling everybody we were going to have a play. It wasn't going to be a long play. So we sold admission to our little backyard play. We strung a line over, you know, in front of the tree, and we put like blankets on it, so that'd be our curtain. We had his little sister, who was probably about 4. We made popcorn, and she was our popcorn, or our concessionaire. So, I mean, we just wanted to make a few bucks, but have fun. And so so the curtains would open, and we all had our dialogue, and and so we put on this really cute. It had to be adorable. It just had to be adorable to our neighbors, you know, and see a bunch of kids put on this play and selling popcorn to them. But see, that's what I've always done. That I've always done stuff like that. It was so funny, you know. We had a cup phone, you know, with a tight line to the house too, you know, when we stayed the night, so we would be able to talk to, you know, his parents, you know, in their house. It was their phone system. Oh my goodness. You know, when in my generation we did stuff like that. We didn't have computers, you know, they weren't invented yet, you know, for the consumer. That was a government thing, and even then it was archaic. But we played outside. We wanted to make money. We collected bottles, or we did crazy stuff like that. Mowed lawns, did chores for people in order to make a buck. And a buck was a lot of money back then. I mean, my allowance was only 25 cents a week, but for my quarter, I could go down to the village store and was able to buy little toys or candy or something. For a quarter I could buy several things. A quarter was a lot of money, you know, when I was a kid. You know, it was the 60s. So that's what we, 25, 2 bits. 2 bits would buy us something. So, but it was, I mean, stuff like that. That's stuff I always did. Even as a little tyke, I would do stuff like that. I mean, I've always had an imagination, and I've always been an entrepreneur. I think most of us kids were. One time, we had lemonade stands, but a regular lemonade stand wasn't good enough for me. All right, it just wasn't. Where this is the modern age, okay? And so I found, we could do amazing things with cardboard boxes. So I found a refrigerator cardboard box, big cardboard box, and I dressed it up, and I put a little coin slot in it, and in the coin slot it would slide down this little rail and dump into my little cup. I would be sitting inside this box. Okay, the little boy would sit inside this box. So we put the box out there, and it said lemonade for 25 cents. Again, this is the modern age, all right? So I made a lemonade dispenser, okay, with me in it. People would put their quarter in, which took forever to get a quarter to be inserted into it, because it's really lonely inside a box. But when I got a quarter, it was pretty thrilling, and it would go down a little track and drop into my little cup, and I'd get my cup of, and I'd put it. You can imagine a little arm going out all giving you your lemonade. Oh gosh. That was the first automated lemonade stand ever created. I did it out of a refrigerator cardboard box with me inside of it being the machine. Oh my gosh. The things I did. I mean, I had to do stuff like that. I mean, it was the modern age. You couldn't just have a lemonade stand. I needed a lemonade machine. I made one. I was the machine inside of a box waiting forever for 2 bits to come down up my cardboard track. I made it out of cardboard, out of one of the flaps. And it just sort of went down there, and you had to be there. Actually, you wouldn't have wanted to be in that box. Although, in my hometown, it wasn't hot, so the tough part was keeping it from blowing away. My hometown was very windy. So funny. Oh, the things I did to earn a 2 bits. It is so funny. But that's what in my generation, we'd do anything for a quarter. We'd play in cardboard boxes. Back then, men were landing on the moon. The Apollo missions were huge. And so we'd make our own spacecrafts out of boxes and stuff like that. Dress them up, and we have our, multiple cardboard boxes, because that one wasn't enough. We had to go into another, portion of the ship. Oh my goodness. Our imaginations were only fueled by the lack of resource, limited by lack of resources, and even then we were pretty creative growing up. So it's just, oh my gosh. I wish children in this generation, whatever it is, Z, X, Y, I don't know what it is anymore. Somebody started giving letters to gens. I think the world would be a better place if these kids did what we did growing up. Obviously, it would be a better place because technology, I think, has truly ruined people. But when we were kids, we played outside. We used our imagination. We made $1 by becoming, $1 was a lot of money. We got a nickel a bottle. Let me tell you. We got a lot of nickels. Oh goodness. And the go-karts that we would make out of anything we could find in the junkyard. So funny. I made my niece a go-kart once. It was pretty stylish too. It even had crescent moon windows on the side of the go-kart that she fit in. Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I was 13 years old when she was born, and I was probably 15, 16 years old when, 15, probably 14, 15. I made this little vehicle for her. Oh, it was really amazing. It was a cool looking vehicle. Bella's visiting. We're down to, wow, 777 iterations so far on the second to last. Wow. Yeah, so this model's got really big. Remember, it's right on the camera right now. So then we got one more frame after this, and then 800. Yeah. So we started out at only 100 iterations per frame. So this video, once I show you the video of the end product, and like I said, it's only going to be 3.5 seconds long. We'll end the video, and then later I'll do a live video on editing as soon as I get some of the pieces put together for it. Maybe I've got something in the cloud. I don't know. We'll see. I should have backed it up to the cloud, but I thought I backed it up to this flash drive. It's not there. I didn't lose my family pictures, which is important. So that's good. Wow, 933 iterations. It's up to 940. There's been almost 1,000 iterations just in the frame 98. So we got one more frame after this, and then the video will be done. And it's 1,000 iterations. It's pretty amazing, actually. In 2K iRay. So that's 1,000 iterations. Yep, 1,000 so far. We broke 1,000. Okay, last frame. It's doing the last frame right now. And then we will go ahead and compress the video and we'll run it. We'll see. One thing about Maine Coons, they love to play, but they don't realize that they got teeth still that are pointy and claws that are, and you make me bleed. And I bleed a lot because I'm on blood thinners. Because of my strokes. Right? Right? You like watching me bleed, don't you? They love getting their bellies rubbed. Love getting their bellies rubbed. They're like, I guess, an alligator. They like to bite, but turn them over and rub their bellies, and you just sort of relax, don't you? Animals are so interesting. Yeah, 78% on the last frame. We're on the last frame. Yeah, I'm an old guy. Yeah, I'm a what you guys call a baby boomer. That's me. Turn 60 next year. 60. I really didn't think I'd live that long. Oh, there's a. Excuse you. Sneezed. I don't want to give you a cold. What are you sneezing for? It's because you're hairy. I've got a hair up your nose. Last frame, guys. We're on the last frame right now. Last frame. 1 hour. It took 1 hour to do 100 frames 2K while live streaming. It's pretty good, actually. I'll tell you, just do 3D to light on my last one. Sometimes it would take 24 hours. So, kind of curious too. So we're working my graphics card really hard right now. Is what we're doing, and you know, I put this huge cooler on it, so you can't work a graphics card harder than I'm working it, or my CPU. And I'm only running it. It's at 68 degrees, which is pretty good. And my CPU is at 100% right now. It's just working really hard because we're using all its cores right now. That's what we do. You know, when you do a live stream, but you're doing, you know, it's very CPU heavy, but we're not using much memory or anything like that, so it's we're doing pretty good, actually. All right, getting close. Kind of curious about the temperatures. You know, this case, even though it's I've got 3 intake fans. I've got 2 internal fans pushing through 2 radiators with 1 exhaust fan out the back. So it actually is pretty amazing. You know, airflow is very important in a CPU case or in your computer case. It's very important. So I did a lot of research, but I wanted a pretty case. So I got a pretty case with good airflow. This particular, the Montech Sky 2, is actually was won Case of the Year last year in several places. It's a Taiwanese company, and they are very good at getting back to you. I contacted them twice, and they got back to me within 24 hours. So, not that I just had questions, and so they're pretty cool. And 3 of these fans are pre-installed. The 4th fan is one on the bottom. They can't pre-install that because you need to put in your motherboard and other things. So, really cool. This is the last frame. Usually the last frame is, well, it's the most iterations, but also we'll start to compile all these into this file, and then we'll have to say okay, and we'll make the file. And then we're going to run the file to see what it looks like. And hopefully my fish in a green background will be swimming in high definition towards the camera for a few seconds. It's going to be really cool looking, I hope. Cross your fingers. It's been an hour. Hey, fishing frustration. Newspaper around for me, bro. Hit thumbs up. Yeah, I lost a lot of files somehow, but so we're making a new animation for a new intro. It is snowing outside. Snow is falling outside. It's fallen all night. Good sized flakes. So it is crazy. I mean, technically spring, but it's not. Yeah, you gotta go down 5 feet on our lake to get to the water. So I mean, it's about 2 feet of ice, 12 inches of slush, 3 feet of snow. Alright, so we're almost done, and it's kind of exciting, isn't it? You know, you got to see me make a cartoon, an animation. Very Pixar-esque. And so what you do with animation is that you make, you know, layers. So when you go into the editor, I could go ahead and take the background, blur it out, create another one on top of it, you know, that is a piece of it, and then just do layers upon layers in order to create the effect of depth. So it'll be, you know, fun, you know. When you're in the editor, it's more fun because, you know, we've waited an hour for this to render while we're streaming. If I wasn't streaming, it would have been done already because I'm using cores for you guys, you know, to broadcast. So we're at 984 iterations on this. We're probably about 1,100 iterations. We're just past 1,000 on our last frame. Remember, we're looking down the fish's throat on this one. 1019, 1029, 1039. And 62, 100%. Now it's going to want me to say yes to something. Okay. What is an Intel IUV codec? We're going to go full frames uncompressed. No, we want to compress it. Microsoft Video. I hope this is right. I haven't seen some of those other ones. So now it's compressing it, saving it as an AVI. Alright, we're going to save that. And this PC. put it somewhere on here, didn't I? Oh, what did I do with it? Let's see, make that go there. Oh, it's stuck it in my... It's not where I wanted to put it. So, users public documents my DAS 3D library. Users public documents my DAS 3D library. Where was it? Dang it. Users public documents. Okay, documents. My DAS 3D library. I gotta find it. It's not. I forgot to change the path. My DAS 3D library raw video footage should be in here. Raw video footage. Oh, there it is. Okay, this item was encoded in a format that's not supported. Ah. I'm going to open it. Won't open it with that. Let's see if it opens it with that. I'll just recommended settings. There it is. There's our fish. So that this is our fish. Look at that. In 2K, guys. Look at that. That's sweet. Alright, so we did a good job. We did okie dokie, right? Alright, let's get me normal looking here. Alright. Alright, so we did pretty good. We did pretty good. So we created a 3.5 second video. Come on. There we go. Focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus. Okay. Thanks for joining me on my adventure this morning. Sorry I'm out of focus. Camera's supposed to be a good camera. Don't get an autofocus camera. There is what you do. But thank you guys for visiting, and we will. My next video is on editing that little clip that we did. So I will see you guys a little bit later. Take care, guys.